Waner, Dan McLaughlin with you, and Abby, a former star at Duke. And it's always exciting to have that chance. You had this as a player to go to the Sweet 16. So how do you control those emotions going into play tonight?
You look at the first round, both of these teams had games that were within 5 points, so they had to find a way to survive and advance. For Green Bay, they're the only team playing today that hasn't made it to a Sweet 16 before in their history. Michigan State, a team that's been underrated for most of the year, so both of these teams playing with something to prove. Michigan State starting out in their pressure man-to-man. They want to make sure they have pressure on the ball so that Green Bay cannot see those passing lanes where they get their high-low game going. Julie Whita is one of the best at making her defense predicate her offense. She gets in those passing lanes. LaKendra Johnson with the idea to foul, not give up the easy two. You simply can't let them have an and one.
Coach Bolin, your team last year losing in the second round and now advancing to your first ever Sweet 16. What are the emotions for you right now?
Yeah, it just feels so good.
The seniors who has made this season happen, but it was Adrian Ritchie who came off the bench with 20 points today. What did she do for your team?
It was huge.
Coach Tiffany Clark went to the bench early with those 2 fouls. Stephanie Holzer came in. How'd you like how she played in the first half?
I thought she did a great job.
And now from the guard play, what have you seen from Christina Fogey and how has she been able to be successful scoring on the offensive end? Tennessee with 10 offensive rebounds. What adjustments will you make coming into the second half?
Not what we expected, Abby.
We wanted a Gino and Pat in the Final Four. If not that, we wanted to see a UConn-Stanford rematch. If not that, Brittany Griner in the national championship. But we do not have any of those teams. It's not what women's basketball expected. It is 2 teams who will make a mark on their programs for years to come. This game is important for the longevity of the game. If you look at Baylor, they are now a name that is mentioned with UConn, with Stanford, with Tennessee in terms of they have expectations because they won that 2005 national championship. I expect to see the same sort of return from this championship game from Notre Dame and Texas A&M. Well, and for Notre Dame, not often do we see programs, especially in the women's game, win national championships 10 years apart with the same coach. This would cement Muffet McGraw as one of the greatest coaches.
The turnovers are obviously going to be significant today, both ways, really.
We knew that coming into this game, and one of Kentucky's mantras is make sure that you're there on the catch. They're there as Notre Dame turns and starts to dribble. Notre Dame is trying way too hard to beat Kentucky off the dribble. If you want to alleviate some of this Kentucky pressure, it comes from passing the basketball, whether you get the ball into the middle of the court where it's much more difficult to track.
Coach Weatherspoon, I'm going to get you to talk about yourself one of these days, one of the most selfless coaches in all of women's college basketball. And I want to talk about that 1,000 win milestone for Louisiana Tech. Only one of 2 teams in all of women's college basketball to reach 1,000 wins, the other being Tennessee. Coach, you've been a player and now a coach, part of those 1,000 wins. What does it mean to you?
It is incredible.
Denied by the defense of Shakina.
Well, it's a good idea by Vanderbilt. They're trying to exploit the Tennessee pressure by going back door, but these passes that they're making are coming from too far up, and that play Fogey just fell down. But Vanderbilt, they need to take an extra dribble or two, get to that free throw line extended if they want to look to make a backdoor pass. What's impressed me from Tennessee, they opened up this game by scoring in transition, by defense becoming offense, and now they've slowed down, and they're finally executing in the half court. You see here, it's the young guards for Tennessee that is getting it done in the second half. Massigal telling Strickland, no timeout. I got this. Simmons with a 3 from the corner. That's what she does best. Well, Natalie Novosel, she hit the game winner against Duke. Playing strong, knocking down the open 3 against Kentucky today.
Kentucky on offense, you like the way the Wildcats are attacking in the post?
They need to do that. If they can establish post position, it'll open up some of those lanes where defense can't sag off and help on the penetrating guards. They have to honor the post players.
This is SportsCenter U.
We welcome you to SportsCenter U. I am Kara Capuano, joined by former Duke All-American Abby Waner. At the halftime report, Abby, we were both in a little bit of shock. St. John's had the lead on #1 Baylor. What kind of adjustments did the Lady Bears make in the second half to end up winning in rather convincing fashion?
Well, you said it right before they went back to the second half. Where are you, Brittany? Well, she showed up in the second half, in large part due because of the passes she was receiving from her teammates. The guards did a great job in the first half of attacking the basket. Well, that opened things up in the second half. The way that you get Brittany Griner the ball is you simply have to throw it up.